Hello everyone, my name is Patricia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to bring to you my non-Scentsy wax empties for the month of September. This includes things like candles, vendor wax, retail wax. Even though I love Scentsy the most, I love to add other things in because I love all things home fragrance. So let's get into it. If you're a Scentsy only person, I welcome you to stick around. If not, I will see you at the next video. So I like to start with the candles, so let's start with the candles. Okay, let's start with this one, Bath and Body Works. This one is called Pool Party. In Canada, we do not get the scent notes, but I have them written down. It is cool blue waters, coconut suntan lotion, and sun softened musk. So this candle, I mean, it burned really far down. You can see it's, even with the bad lighting in here, you can see there's some discoloration of the wax. And there's also some smoky smell in the wax. This was a scent that I really liked on cold, but on warm it didn't translate to that wow factor. It was just okay. Could I pick up any of those particular notes? I don't know. It just smelled like a strange, it almost smelled a little bit plasticky to me. It almost smelled like the little thing on the front. But what happened was when I was in university, I went to Cancun and we went to this resort. You know, you don't have a lot of money, so you go to this cheap resort. You know, it wasn't all inclusive by any means. You were supposed to buy your alcohol there, but people would smuggle it in, you know, that kind of a hotel. But anyway, every day they would invite people to jump into the pool for water polo. Every day some guy would in the background would go, "It's time for the water polo, jump into the pool right now." So people wouldn't know and they would jump in and the people would make them play water polo for like 30 minutes, like intense. And the poor people in the pool were dying. So I remember sitting there, and it reminds me of that because the smell of the suntan lotion. You could definitely get a little bit of that in this candle, and in the you know, that just nice kind of background fragrance when you're in like a hotel, like at a resort. But then the other thing was, ironically, the side of the hotel caught on fire one day. Like a bunch of hay was there, and it caught on fire. So again, the smoky smell of the candle, it reminded me of the fire. So anyway, yeah. I got both of those. Ironically, it reminds me of that trip. Anyway, ugh, very strong. Sorry, I have things too far away, so I'm probably going to be reaching. The next one I went through was this low profile peach candle from White Barn. Okay, so this really smells great, burned great, no issues. But the scent was not very strong. I don't have the exact scent notes, but it smelled like the skin of the peach. Yeah, it wasn't very strong. It was all right. Okay, the next one I went through, and I really like this candle, and it's inexpensive. It's from Mainstays. It's Hazelnut Cream. It's a 1 wick, 19-ounce candle. The smell on this is, it's not as strong as some coffee scents, but it's a really strong scented candle. You can definitely smell it. Has a nice coffee, hazelnut cream, that, you know, that nice softened coffee smell. This was great. I definitely love it, and I already have purchased another one. I was going to purchase the 3 wicks, but a lot of the 3 wicks had really poor wick placement, and so I thought I'm going to stick with the 1 wick. I didn't have any issues with the burn until the end. I got a little bit of sooting, and I don't even know if you can see that, but this burned really well. So Ramona recommended that, so I thought I'd give it a try. This one here is from our own candle company in Grandma's Kitchen. This one here I had to forfeit and make into tarts because I basically took this from my mother's. I thought she is never going to burn a candle ever, so I'm going to steal that. And it's almost like karma because I stole the candle. It really sucked. So the scent was great. Not a super strong throw. Kind of like that spicy pumpkin, you know, softened mixture of spices scent. Bakery, that kind of thing. But when you light it, it would, when I lit it, it would just soot crazy. And I find some candles do that for a little bit, like maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, and then they kind of settle down. But this just it was just crazy. So that's why I made little tarts, and I would put it in my warmers. The throw wasn't the greatest, even in the warmer, so probably wouldn't pick that one up again. I'm just gonna grab some things here. Sorry. Okay, let's do this candle because this one wasn't very good. This was from the dollar store. I paid $3 here in Canada. Cranberry Mandarin, really nice scent. Old Williamsburg candle was the company. I bought another candle from the dollar store. It was a vanilla-based candle, and it burned really, really well. This one, as you can see, I mean, this one's self-extinguished, so the wax is actually like way down here, but it looks like there's a ton of wax. It's just because it tunneled really, really bad. So the wick was just a little too small for the candle, in my opinion. Sometimes you get these weeny little wicks and they just can't handle it. So it's a little bit smoky because it had puny wick syndrome quite a bit. I did have to cotton ball it on occasion, or, you know, I think once I poured wax out, which is why you can see it's like this. But yeah, I was happy to see that one go. Okay, from Yankee, I have two candles. The first one is this 2-wick, I don't know what size, almost 12 ounce, I guess. 2 wicks. It's called Tropical Jungle. If you are familiar with Scentsy's Paradise Punch, this is a very similar smell. It basically is like a fruit punch kind of tropical scent. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was a slow burner, I found. Had no problems like pulling out, anything like that. You can see a bit of residue on the side, no big deal. No soot or anything like that, so that was great. There's still a lot of wax left, but it did self-extinguish, so. But it has a very slight smoky smell left to it, so. The next one, this one I really, really liked. This is a large jar and honey clementine. Now, it started out not very strong. I remember thinking this is not very strong. I took the wick out just at the very end just to make cleanup easier because I am going to use this wax. I'm probably going to put it in some of my warmers. It's still very strongly smelling on the bottom. But yeah, this is a very strong clementine smell, so I don't really get much honey, but if you love clementine, orange, bright scents, you will love this. I would say, well, you can see the rings. I call them tree rings, and I do use an Alumilid, but I mean, there's a tiny bit of soot. I think that happened at the end, but hardly any. Yeah, you can see it up here. But what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I would say right around here down, that was where it was really strongly scented. So at first I was thinking this was a kind of, not a dud, but it picked up quite a bit in the bottom third. Will I repurchase that? Probably not, but I'm glad I tried it. But if I got it on a good deal, I'd probably pick another one up in the future. So that's it for candles. Let's just do a couple Yankee tarts. This one is Spiced Pumpkin. Loved the scent on cold. Did not throw very great in my bonus room. I have purchased a small candle in Spiced Pumpkin, so we'll see how that one does. This one is Midsummer's Night. I actually paid 40% less than $1.14, so whatever that works out to be. You can see this is really, really old. This did not throw well, so I'm thinking it's because it was old. It smells good. I kind of like the smell, but yeah, we'll see. I have a couple other tarts, so I will try those out. So let me just bring some things over here. Sorry. Let's do Walmart wax, or retail wax. We'll start with this one because this I picked up, I think, at a grocery store here in Canada. Candlelight Company Cinnamon Pecan Swirl. This is only 2 ounces, so a little bit smaller cubes. And actually, I have a hole in the clamshell, so I don't know if that impacted anything. When I first bought it, it was probably a medium to slightly below medium intensity. But when I put it in the warmer, it was really, really, really soft. Terrible throw. Would not repurchase. But again, I'm not sure if it's because my son cracked it because he was fooling around with my wax. Okay, from Walmart. Let's start with Tropical Fiesta. I used up a clamshell on this. It was pretty good. I think I might repurchase the odd one here and there. It's a very fruity, bright scent. I think it's in value pack, so I think that's because it does well. My husband hates grapefruit scents, so I used up a Morning Bliss, which is grapefruit all the way. And this is very reminiscent, if you are a Scentsy person, this is very reminiscent of Citrus Garden. Yeah, it's strong. So that's that. I used up a clamshell in sea salt and caramel popcorn. I do not care for this one on its own, but mixed with like a strong coffee scent as suggested by Sarah. This is terrific. It's very strong, lingers on its own. Mixed with the coffee, it is so, so nice. I really, really like nice, strong coffee scent with that one. My son picked up this one. I do not like this one at all, but he picked it out, and it is Italian gelato, which it smells just like that, but it reminds me of like it has alcohol in it. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Sometimes I try to deter him from picking out certain ones, but sometimes he's pretty stubborn, so I mostly melted this in his room, but also sometimes I put it in night lights that are on at night so I don't have to smell it. And this is my absolute favorite from Walmart. It will always be a repurchase as long as they continue to make it. And it is Happy Home. And ironically, I'm not a big lemon person, but this one is like a lemony kind of tone. I just love it. It reminds me of when I was a kid and I had those strawberry shortcake dolls. If you've had those strawberry shortcake dolls, if you're on my age, I think her name was Lemon Meringue Pie or whatever. Or she had, or Angel, I don't know what her name was. She had curly hair and yeah, just exactly like this. Anyway, the only problem with this is it does stain the bottom of your warmers, like that brownish tinge, so then you have to clean that. But other than that, love it, love it. Okay, so now we are on to the vendor wax. So I'll do, I think I'll do American vendor wax first. That might be the easiest. And that way, if you're not interested in the Canadian, you can click on out. But I encourage you to listen because there's some good ones in there. Okay, so let's do Super Tarts. I only went through one. It was Brave. And the scent notes on this are sugar dusted ginger root, sweet cakes, and a slight note of Earl Grey tea. This was okay. I got it from a D-stash. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't bad. It would not be a repurchase for me. This one here is from L3 Waxy Wonders. It's called Vanilla Custard, and you can see the little sad face. And the reason it has a sad face is I don't even know if it's the wax. The wax itself didn't really smell that bad, but the clamshell, and I don't even want to open it right now because I'll know I'll make a face. The clamshell smells like skunk. So I know I've heard that's issue, and I think I've got 2 other clamshells, and I think one of them smells like skunk and one doesn't. So what I'm thinking is it might be certain oils mixed with this plastic, maybe interact. I do not know, because the actual wax isn't so bad, but I did mix it with something to kind of put it in my nightlight warmers just because I was a little nervous. So that was not a great experience, but I've had other things from L3 Waxy Wonders that have been terrific. From Barrett's Waxcraft, I went through a sample in Blueberry Pumpkin Batch. And it's blueberries, pumpkin, what does that say? Warm kitchen spices and vanilla. Sorry about the lighting. This was not my favorite. I do like most of those things. I'm just thinking I didn't like the blueberry combined with the pumpkin. It was definitely strong, but it just wasn't for me. So that's from Barrett. And my goal this month was to try to use up, I called it singles, what did I call it? Single samples and soy month. So I was trying to use up things that just had a few left. Any soy wax, I was trying to kind of pick that if I could. And samples, because I find samples tend to linger and you don't use them, and you really need to try them because they're obviously, the vendors want you to try it because either they're popular scents, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that was my approach. Okay, let's do Kay's Creations. And I love Kay's Creations. I think she's a great company. And what you can do is you can go on her site, and these are like little fluted tarts. She has them marked down for 75 cents. And they're about 3/4 of an ounce tarts. And they throw like a very well my open concept space, which is a challenging, huge area, open to the second floor in two of the areas. So it is challenging. So I've warmed 3 tarts and orange cranberry surprise. I put these 3 tarts amongst different warmers. I think a couple of them I cut up, but in my tea light I usually use a full tart. And I don't know if I'm wrong on this, but I think if you're using a tea light warmer with a candle, it's probably good to use a certain amount of wax, because if you use too little, it might be, I think you need a certain bulk of wax, maybe for safety. I don't know. I tend to use a little bit more in the tea light just for that reason. Okay. Yes, I would definitely repurchase that if she brings it back. This one was a sample in Roasted Marshmallows, which is Bonfire Nights and Magical Fluff. And Bonfire Nights has brown sugar and coconut. So this was okay. I mean, it was okay. I had it here in my bedroom. It wasn't, I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it. It was just okay. But yeah, she is a good, I like her wax in general though. So let's talk VCS. I have 2 things from VCS. My goal is to warm 1 thing from my fall sampler each week, and I usually warm my Wednesdays are always vendor wax days, but I had to work this Wednesday, so I'm probably going to warm it this weekend, but my first one from the fall sampler. But this was the very first thing I ever melted from her. It was from a D-stash called But That's None of My Business. And the person put the scent notes on the back, so I'll read them out to you. It's pistachio pudding, cherry chip amaretto cupcakes, and pink frosting. So I could definitely smell pistachio, and I could definitely smell cherry, and I could definitely smell like a sweetness, like a frosting sweetness. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. So I think I've warmed 3 things from VCS so far. The second thing I warmed, I don't have it in my empties, but my husband actually complimented that the house smelled really nice. So when that one comes up in my empties, I will let you know what it is. But this one I really, really liked. This one is called Sweetheart Smoothie. And I got this in my first order in my mystery box, or whatever it's called, mystery bag. It is basically sweet candy and marshmallow. It was like 2 square tiles. I really, really like this. Sometimes I'm just craving that sweet candy smell. I think I burned like saltwater taffy from Yankee and sweet nothings from Yankee, kind of in different areas. And everything all complemented each other well, but this was the standout. This lasted a long time as well. I liked it. Yeah, that was really good. Okay, so we are on to Canada. Here we go. Let's do Oh Canada. So I'll start with this one just because I think it's the only thing I have. This is pretty close to me. It's called the Lily Pad in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, called Mango Papaya, which is sweet melon fruit. Not a great throw with this company. This one was much better than some of the other ones I've had, but so far not a great throw. I've got, I think, 3 clamshells left, and that will probably be it for me. I will not be repurchasing. From now, I would say the 3 main Canadian vendors, I have a little bit from both, but the first one I have is Mandela Melts. This is a scent shot in Electro Buzz, which is lemon, lime, soda, and peach. This was strong and long-lasting. Not long-lasting, I would say definitely a good throw, maybe 7 out of 10. Definitely heavy on the lemon, lime, soda, very light on the peach. Yeah, I love lime, so I like this one. Okay, let's do Tallulah and Poe, because I think that's probably what I have the next bit. Hopefully I don't have anything else mixed up. But okay, so Tallulah and Poe, I used up a clamshell and a sample in sweet tea. So sweet tea, the notes are Georgia peach, red bush tea, and spun sugar. This was probably one of the lighter scents I've tried from her. It definitely wasn't the lightest. I think the lightest was Make a Splash, but this was kind of medium-ish. But for a lot of her scents I find are a bit stronger than this. But this is kind of like a sophisticated peach fragrance. So it was really pleasant and nice, just maybe not great for my open concept space, maybe better for a bedroom. I don't think I'd repurchase that, but I did not dislike it. It was good, just not a standout for me. I went through 2 samples. One was pink sunglasses. The notes on this are satsuma, strawberry, and pink sugar. This one was pretty good. I melted it here in my bedroom. It was a little heart. The only thing I was wondering is it seemed like when I first got this, it was super, super strong, and I'm worried it lost a tiny bit of intensity, but sometimes I'm just thinking I'm imagining that. The next one I can't give you a great analysis on because I actually fell asleep pretty early on. It was a tiny little bear paw wax sample in Fuzzy Love, which is sleepy, lush type, coconut, and pink sugar. It did smell nice on cold though, and I'm pretty sure this does really well for her. So anyway, that's Tallulah and Poe. I love that company though. I've had really good luck. Oh, there's one that I'm missing. Yes, this one is a standout, so let me grab it. From Tallulah and Poe. So she put up a scent out in the summer called Aunt Ruby, which is ruby red grapefruit, pink sugar, and buttercream frosting. This had 6 little, they were so cute. They were like little bundt cakes, angel food cakes. This was terrific. Stand out in my open concept space. Again, when my husband goes away, I have to melt grapefruit. This lasted forever. I felt like it lasted forever. If you like long-lasting scents, this threw very, very well. I would say medium to strong on the throw in my open concept space. So I do have another one of these. I will definitely look forward to melting that, and she did a great job with that one. So, and she is a very easy to get along with vendor. It wants to interact with her group. She has a nice small group, but I definitely would check out her Facebook group. And she does ship to the US, and her shipping to the US is the same price as shipping within Canada. And she told me in the future that she would like to figure out a way to get her items down to the States and utilize the lower American shipping. So anyway, look forward to that in the future with her. Okay, the third main Canadian vendor is Make Sense Candles, in my opinion. And this is one province away from me in New Brunswick. So I have quite a few things from her, so we'll go through them. The first one is a sample in Strawberry Sunrise. This was strawberries, orange sugar, and a hint of vanilla. It was pretty good. I don't think I'd repurchase it, but I really appreciate the sample. The next one we will talk about is, I like to go in order of what I like. So this one is Peach Schnapps, which is peach, pineapple, coconut, orange, and apple. And these were cute little bottle shapes. It was okay. The throw wasn't as strong as most of her items, but it was all right. I would not repurchase just because it wasn't really my thing, but I do appreciate the samples, like I said. This was Zucchini Noel, which was 2 fluted tarts, and it's zucchini bread iced with vanilla bean Noel. This was strong and long-lasting. Very, very strong. Definitely could smell its presence. I melted this downstairs in my open concept space, so if things do well there, they're going to do well anywhere. Country Berry Hotcakes. This was a fluted tart that I think I got from a D-stash, or was it a sample? It was a sample. It is buttery hotcakes, berries, and maple. And I am not a huge maple girl, but this was a nice scent. I did like it. But I think if you really, really love maple, bakery, berries, that pancake smell, you're going to love this. So that is called Country Berry Hotcakes. This next one was a big surprise in a good way. So marshmallow scents you usually find they're not very strong. This is called Marshmallow Fluff. It was a sample. It looked like a little Rice Krispie square. It was a good sized square too. It was so cute. Anyway, I put this in my open concept tea light warmer. Like I just plunked it in the middle of the open concept space. I usually have about 3 warmers going, but this was just the one. And this thing threw like a beast. I was amazed. It wasn't super, super long lasting, but the throw on this was crazy. So it's just basically toasted marshmallow, but I will definitely repurchase that and warm it when I'm in the mood for that. This one I loved. It's a sample and it's out of stock, and I am going to be stalking the website until it comes back. Speaking of the website, just today I read that she announced in the month of October, Make Sense Candles company, or whatever they call themselves, Make Sense Candles, is going to have free shipping within Canada for the month of October. So if you've been on the fence about ordering from them, I would definitely give them a try. They have great scents. Most things, and there's huge assortment. So go through the website, take your time, and see what you like. I actually just picked up an order, and I didn't do a haul. But anyway, I'm getting off track. This one here, it's a tiny little sample in cinnamon orange swirl. So cinnamon orange swirl, that slight soft bakery with the orange and the tiny bit of cinnamon. Oh, this was so good. I can't wait to get this. Anyway, I think it's out of stock for a reason, because it is really, really good. And lastly, Make Sense Candles has terrific coffee scents. If you're a coffee lover, I definitely suggest checking her out. She probably has like 10 or 15 different coffee things. And I heard recently, recently it switched from mother to daughter, and the daughter is doing a lot of things differently. She is changing packaging. I think some of the prices are going up a little bit, but she's, changing things and, getting better bags, things like that. Because I basically suggested, this was called Vanilla Hazelnut Coffee. And it's like 5 little coffee mugs, and I think they're about an ounce each. And this is coffee, vanilla, and hazelnuts, rich coffee. I usually put one of these in my tea light warmer, and then take another one and cut it in half and put it in 2 24 hot plate warmers, and it throws like a you know what. So this was great. It will definitely be a repurchase for me. I've actually picked up, I think I've picked up 4 coffee scents from my first order, and I picked up another 2 in my another order, and she gave me a sample as well. So yes, I think I heard too that she's going to do a coffee sampler soon. So she does ship to the US. It's a bit expensive for you guys, her shipping, but you know, if you don't mind, and there's conversion, so that would bring it down, but yeah, I would definitely suggest giving her a try, especially if you're in Canada, especially in the month of October. So thanks for spending the last 26 minutes with me. That's all I have for the month. I will see you again next month with another Empties video. And as always, I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.